Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Monday, February 2023. Day before Valentine's Day. Woo! It's gonna be a good day tomorrow for most people, huh? Huh? Nothing like a good stogie after a dinner, you know what I mean? All right, kids, we still got this balloon thing going on here. It's not a balloon thing, but it isn't going away anytime soon. And we got some answers and some that still need to be answered. We have some answers and some questions that still need to be answered. And we're going to go over some of those things tonight. I don't want to be one of those guys that just because this is going on every day means we have to talk. No, we have to talk about it every day. So if you're getting bored of talking about all this stuff, maybe you want to go away for a little bit. You know what I mean? What are you doing over here if you don't want to talk about it, huh? You saw the thumbnail. So, yeah, is NORAD to blame for this? And the answer is yes. They adjusted the filters on what their radar and everything else that detects objects over the U.S. or near it. They made them a little more sensitive, and now they're seeing stuff now like they've never seen before. What's that? Shoot it down. It's a balloon. They did. They shot down a freaking metallic-looking balloon over Alaska. A balloon. Canada? Was it Canada? I don't. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing? This is so stupid. This has nothing to do with UFOs. This has nothing to do with balloons. This has to do with the inept, ignorant, dumb, stupid, Biden administration trying to save face for that first balloon that came around January 28th, shot down on port. Next thing you know, oh, we got 5 more shit things going on. I mean, how stupid are we? Oh, yeah, well, NORAD. You see, NORAD is supposed to protect the United States from all incoming, stuff. So you mean to tell me if the people in Minnesota weren't looking up that day, on the 30th of January, 2 days after that floating Chinese spy balloon was just hanging out over military bases and very important infrastructure of the United States, you mean to tell me that NORAD didn't know it was there? Bullshit. I mean, how stupid are we? Well, NORAD just adjusted their filters, and now they can see things that are 300 feet long. I mean, how dumb. Let's do a little roll call real quick, huh? All right, Natural Spirit. Never seen you. Welcome to the show. That's right. It's not a New York mob. Well, I guess it is my New York mob accent, huh? You don't want me to get the... I'll go to the other side and bring the New York police accent. You want to know what that one is? Get the fuck on the ground. Crash. Cody, welcome to the show. Becca Wiles, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Claude Avile. Welcome to the show. Hexen. David Wilcox. What do you say there, Chief? Diane Bass. Welcome to the show. Sapphire, how you doing? Yeah, the Great Balloon Genocide of 2023. No doubt. You got the best comments, man. You really do. You're one of the funniest people. I know I don't give compliments that much, but you really are. You got some really good comments, and I want to thank you for that. Not this one. I mean, this one was all right, but you do. You make me laugh. I don't know. Not very many people do, eh? Blinking Liar does, though. Rich, no stogies to... Oh. I'll put it out. When I want to. Samo. By the way, thank you everybody who joined last night, who was here. We set a record for live viewers. 351 people were here live. And I doubt we will see that again. Isn't that great? That's how it should be. That's what I expected. I expected we would be there already. And once you get to 10,000 subscribers, you should have at least 250 in your chat. But it's not that way, because YouTube shadow bans, which is true. They're look, I know they do. I know for a fact that we are shadow banned. Almost every UFO channel is. But last night they opened up the floodgates because of the Super Bowl and all that stuff. Yeah, it was cool. So thanks for hanging out. We'll take advantage of a good night any night of the week. Hey, what's up, Josie_UK? Welcome to the show. Brookers, welcome to the show. Nathan, welcome to the show. Intergalactic Overhaul was on the show last night. Welcome. Good to see you. That was so much fun. I had a good time. And then I realized I ended the show a little bit short of 2 hours because we started late. Oh, well. I mean, how much can we talk about this, right? Because after tonight, after today, after this show, we don't need to have an entire show dedicated to this again, unless more objects keep coming down, and then it'll keep going. That UFO chick is here. How you doing? Good to see you. Twitter's treating you good, man. You're growing. I noticed your numbers. It's amazing. You just have to be nice on Twitter. That's all people want. They just want you to be nice. You can't, Monkey Man, how you doing? And the funny thing is, welcome to the show, Monkey Man. And thanks for last night. And that UFO chick, I'm just being a jokester here because she's not nice. You're very, very opinionated, but not in a mean way. Not like I do it. Yeah, you're very nice. I think Lou Elizondo followed you too, right? Didn't he started following you? Of course he did. Of course he did. What's up, David Wilcox? Chris Rogers. Again, thank you. Zach Diecast Malt. Bullshit. Welcome to the show, Zach. I was reading this. Chances are it's just bullshit to cover for the Twitter files being swept aside in the media. Yeah. Well, wow. You know what? We barely talked about that last night, Sapphire Elf. And the rest of your thing here, it says, I guess we 100% know what these things are. Int? What these things are not? Aren't? I don't know. Everyone knows. Everyone knows what's going on. Welcome to the show, everybody. Jeanette Bombach was here last night, too. How are you? Good to see you. I didn't get a chance to say hi for some reason. I don't know how I didn't, but welcome to the show. Tim Freestone joined us last night on the live chat. Thank you very much. I mean, you know, up here. Very cool night. Lisa M. How you doing, Lisa? Good to see you. Happy New Year. I know, I'm joking. Haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Good to see you back. Good one last night. New England Dirt Roadie. It's an interesting name. It's Nedder. N-E-D-R. See what I did there? That's a professional smoker. It was almost out. I reignited it with my incredible sucking power. Yeah, last night I was up late. Yada, yada, yada. I'm really tired today. No, I'm just kidding. Yep, I finally got it. My Seinfeld cup. Still got my Alien Girl cup filled with goodies in there now. Of course, lots of things we got. All right, let's get started. Welcome to the show. So we're still talking about these objects. Now, I put up the idea that, not the idea, the fact of the matter is they're blaming NORAD. NORAD watches the North American continent for any intercontinental objects or missiles, things that come in from the outside. They detect everything and will send out their planes and fighter pilots and all that stuff to see what it is. That's what's going on. They, since the balloon incident, you know, the one on January 28th, the first one that was shot down, the Chinese spy balloon, they apparently changed the filtering on what they can see. And apparently now they can see objects, 3 bus lengths, 200, 300 feet. See, I didn't think missiles were that huge. I guess they are. But I guess, if China was to fire one of their intercontinental missiles at us, I guess they're 500 feet long? I mean, why aren't we... Come on, that is the most... I almost believed it. I want to believe it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This balloon right here, it's not small by any, you know what I mean? It's big. This is just, and now it's out. My professionalism could only suck so long. All right, I am going to, so, some people believe, though, like Tim Burchett, he believes this is a UFO cover-up. You can take the story any way you want to go. That's the kind of confusion this is going to bring. By the way, if you want to help support GoofOn, you can use a Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description. We survive and thrive because of you. And with that, I appreciate it. I don't say, but some people believe they're covering up things about Roswell talks about recovered crafts. They think they're covering up advanced light performance. Tim Burchett, again, making the news, making the airwaves, talking a bunch of shit. This is amazing what he's saying. This guy's going to get himself into some deep water. You got to hear this. This came from Michelangelo on Twitter. I know Mike listens. Thanks a lot, Mike. Here you go.
Asks you this question. He wants to know, do you think that the UFO cover-up is as big as the cover-up of the COVID origins in China? That's the question.
Well, UFO cover-up has been around since at least 1947 during Roswell. There was a Roswell incident. If you don't know, the Army Air Corps predates the Army Air Force. Army Air Corps, there's some kind of collision in the air. Farmer finds this stuff out there. The military's press office puts out a thing that says saucer recovered. Goes nationwide. Next day, oh no, it wasn't a saucer. It was a dadgum hot air balloon, and they show this poor colonel holding this piece of a hot air balloon. Big cover up. Now look, let's be honest. I go back to this. I'm a Christian. I'm not a very good one. Read your dadgum Bible. First chapter of Ezekiel. Ezekiel saw the wheel, although it's translated from King James Version. And it describes basically a UFO. We have Apollo astronauts who describe at a training facility that went out in the desert somewhere. There was one of our facilities. A craft comes down, lands, and he describes it. They videoed it, or they taped it, not video, but taped it. They end up sending it to the base, and then they claim they never had it.
So Corey on Facebook wants to know what you think the motive is for this cover-up.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a couple of things. It's arrogance and it's money. It's so compartmentalized that I represent an area in Knoxville. A lot of people in Oak Ridge National Laboratory work in the district I represent, and I would talk to them when I was first running for office, people that actually worked on the atomic bomb. And a guy told me one time, he said, my wife I worked on the fuse, and she worked on something else. And he said, but we didn't know what each of us did. That was back in the day before cell phones, and everybody had a book deal. And it was compartmentalized. The knowledge that we gained back in those days from the people that had it have died off. So what has happened is that it's been passed on to industry. I believe there's probably, I think there's recovered craft. I think we have.
Wait, you believe that the U.S. government has recovered craft that is not from the planet Earth?
At some point, I believe that has happened.
And what's your strongest basis for that belief?
Too many people that in the know have told me that. And that we had to do something with these multiple craft that have crashed, and we do not have the technology. We reverse engineer everything, and I believe that I just believe it in my heart. I've talked to too many people. I've talked to too many pilots.
That's
top pilots, our Navy pilots, best pilots in the world, that have said that what they've seen. The human body would become a ketchup package, turning at these G's, and there's no vapor trail. It can turn, and I've talked to too many people. Yeah, and what I'm really worried about too is the rat hole. Somebody will send you information. People will send me pictures of UFOs and things, and some of them I have access to some folks who have analyzed several of these, and on one thing there was 3 different, and 2 of them, one of them they said was not, but 2 of them they said were.
He needs to brush his beard, right? Look at that. That's a mess. What is he saying?
Definitely something not of this world.
Wow. Burchett always creating controversy. So here's what we know about here's a timeline of events of what's been going on. I'm going to go over this with this video I found. So it is just 2 minutes long, but this will help out. Here we go. In 3, and 2.
Officials have confirmed to ABC News that another high-altitude object was shot down Sunday afternoon over Lake Huron. According to one official, it was shot down by a U.S. military aircraft. Today's incident comes one day after another unidentified object was shot down on Saturday, according to officials. This one over the Yukon in Canada. The object first detected Friday night, Canadian and U.S. planes scrambling to scope it out. President Biden speaking to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, giving the green light for a U.S. F-22 fighter jet to take the shot. Trudeau thanking the long-standing partnership that monitors the sky and the sea, writing, quote, "Thank you to NORAD for keeping the watch over North America."
I also spoke with President Biden and confirmed together that we will continue to do everything necessary to protect the sovereignty of our shared North American airspace.
All right, baby
Saturday's
Hitler.
incident comes just one day after a U.S. fighter jet shot down a similar object over Alaska. The military and FBI are now working to recover that object. It also comes on the heels of the U.S. shooting down a suspected Chinese spy balloon off the coast of South Carolina on February 4th, after it transversed the United States.
Shooting the balloon down in the Atlantic once it flew over all the military bases, including my own Fort Campbell, Kentucky. It's very disturbing. I'm glad this administration's taken it.
Thank you, NORAD, for protecting us from those terrible balloons. Thank you, NORAD. So stupid. That first balloon's the only one that mattered. And the rest are just, well, balloons. I think they're all balloons.
More seriously with respect to the balloons, but we've got a whole lot bigger problem with China than the spy balloon.
But Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer defended the Biden administration's handling of the situation.
We're going to probably be able to piece together this
Satan right
whole surveillance balloon and know exactly what's going on. So that's a huge coup for the United States.
Schumer says the U.S. gained intelligence information from surveilling that balloon. Elwin Lopez, ABC News.
Yeah, we got a lot of information from that weather balloon. I tell you, my goodness, we're going to know when it's going to rain next week. Thanks, China. So far, the first one is the only one that mattered, as far as we know. Because I'm going to show you some video on what has been found and what they figured out. Yeah, I mean, this is just not going to stop tonight. Monkey Man, $20. You know, that's a really generous cigar. This one here was $14. And it is really good. It's a Mi Querida. It's some new brand, I guess. And they had a promo guy at the cigar shop last night. Me and my cousin went over there. But anyway, thank you, Monkey Man, for the $20, man. I'm going to get a Padron now. Yeah, that's what I went for, but I bought into that bullshit salesman last night. But thank you very much, Monkey Man. And Brian throwing down a $1 super chat. That's a dono, beautiful, a dono, a super dono. It's a donation with no comment or sticker. It's pure love. Brian does that a lot. Love you, Brian. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Monkey Man loves too, but Monkey Man's new. Brian's been here forever. Well, I don't know. Seems that way. But thank you very much, guys. Monkey Man, Brian L., thanks for helping support Goof on here. And I will get that cigar. Believe me, I will. Let's get you up to speed on what hold on wait, China, wait, what? Here we go. This is the first description of Canada's unknown, right? Both objects shot down over Alaska, Canada, believed to be balloons, guys. All right. Both to be balloons. They were carrying a payload, according to a senior official. Details regarding the object that was flying through Canadian airspace were scarce throughout the weekend, but U.S. officials now describe it as a small metallic balloon with a tethered payload. the official told Fox News. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said he received a briefing on the issue Sunday and was told that the object in Alaskan airspace Friday was also believed to be a balloon. The objects were much smaller than the Chinese spycraft shot down more than a week ago, he said. Biden and Canadian Prime Minister ordered the object shot down. U.S. allied forces have been tracking the object in Canadian territory for more than a day. Chinese spycraft payload located up, mostly intact, they found. That one that was off the coast of South Carolina, they shot down. They said they got it mostly intact. The White House released a readout of a call between Biden and Trudeau shortly after the Saturday operation. Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of their militaries, President Biden and Minister Trudeau authorized it to be taken down. President Biden authorized U.S. fighter craft to sign NORAD conduct the operation. Now, Democrat unloads on Biden's decision delaying takedown of Chinese spy balloon. But we already knew that. And what else are they saying? It's just, they're not. Wait, see, I thought we were going to get more information, right? All right, so let's see. The payload from the balloon. Mostly intact, but a payload has been found. A payload of the size of a bus. We got it. The recovery operation is ongoing. There's a video playing on here, and I can't see. Oh, here it is. It's an ad that popped up. I can't stop it. I had to mute it. I can't stop the video. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it won't let me stop it. Hold on. I didn't know this was going to happen, but let me show you this. This kind of worked out, even though it was an accident. But there we go. More info on what's going on. Like I said, after tonight, we should be done with this.
Spycraft, which floated across the country last week and was shot down off the coast of South Carolina Saturday.
Seems low.
We learned the U.S. is far from the only country China has surveilled in the exact same way. And we found out exactly where some of the parts on that balloon were manufactured and what the balloon was capable of doing. Congressional correspondent Aisha Hasni has details tonight live from Capitol Hill.
I'll get to the super chats in a moment.
Good evening to you. You would think that a Chinese spy balloon would be made in China, but now we're learning that's not entirely the case.
Fox has learned China's spy balloon had Western-made parts with English words on them, raising new concerns about who and from which Western nation sold them to China. A senior State Department official has only gone so far as to say the manufacturer has a direct relationship with China's military, adding that the spycraft had multiple antennas to collect and geolocate communications and solar panels large enough to power intelligence collection sensors.
The tool package, the equipment package on that balloon was enormous. We were not able to jam the transmissions. We don't know the extent of the program.
Further classified details were shared with both the House and Senate today inside a closed-door briefing. Republicans left still convinced the administration should have shot the balloon down over Alaska or Montana.
They could have taken that balloon down, and the greatest risk would have been hitting a cow, a prairie dog, or an antelope.
But Democrats felt it was right to wait until it floated over water.
I do think it made sense for us.
Nope. They had so much open area, mountainous regions. They could have blown that stuff up right away. Because the Bidens are in bed with China. Everybody knows it. So they let them gather whatever intel they needed because, hey, we just found out, Biden was hoarding tons of documents. Who knows what he gave to China? And a lot of that stuff was China-based. What a coincidence.
To learn something about this balloon, given that it really posed no threat to the United States.
The U.S. Navy racing to...
It didn't cause a threat to the United States. Just, you know, our infrastructure, our black budget programs, and everything else it was a huge problem,
Scoop
Chief.
up the remaining debris off the shore's engines are expected to deteriorate this weekend. While defense learns more about China's vast surveillance operation.
I got a problem with a Chinese balloon flying over my state.
Yeah.
Top military officials were grilled on Capitol Hill at a tense oversight hearing led by Democrat Senator John Tester.
I want to know if we knew what the Chinese were trying to collect.
We can probably get into details more in the classified setting.
You can just say yes or no.
Sir,
you don't need to get into specifics. Just, did we know what they're trying to collect? Yes or no?
Yes.
Whoa, what happened to that guy? Wait, did you see that guy's hand?
Sir.
And Brett.
Need to get into specifics. Just, did we know what they're trying?
Look at his hand. Oh, no. I thought I saw that.
Trying to collect, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And Brett, tonight in a rare moment of unity, the House actually got together and unanimously passed a resolution condemning China for violating U.S. sovereignty. Senator Josh Hawley introducing a similar resolution in the Senate.
Oh, that's just adorable. China got in trouble. China, you're in trouble. So Nick Pope chimed in. Huh? Oh, right. Super chats. Jeanette Bombach with the $5 super sticker. Hey, thank you very much, Jeanette. Yeah, I appreciate that. You, of course, are a continuing supporter of Goof On. And I would have to say a good friend of the show. Thank you, Jeanette. I know. Depends on who you ask. I don't know. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trying to go through as fast as possible without being disrespectful to the super chat. Thank you very much. Chris Rogers throwing down $3.21321. I like it. It's a super dono. Fantastic. Is that John McEnroe? Hold on a second. Is your picture John McEnroe? Why am I yelling? No. It's Chris Rogers. Isn't that the punk rocker? Who's that punk rocker? I don't know. Thank you very much, CR. Mucho gusto, generoso. FAP throwing down cigar-type money right there, Chief. By the way, $20 is an expensive cigar. $15 is still expensive. I usually buy a $7, $8 cigar. $10 or less. And it'll last me a couple of days. I don't smoke all this at once. You kidding? I'll fall down from sickness now. I don't smoke cigars anymore. But I might. I like them. FAP, just the smell gets on all the clothes and in your car. No matter where you go, you can't get rid of it. That's why I quit. I didn't quit because I wanted to. I quit because of the smell. Everybody said, I thought you quit smoking. I said, I did. I quit a year ago. And they get in my car and they're like, it smells like cigar smoke. And I never smoked in the car. Anyway, FAP, a continuing supporter of Goof On. Thank you very, very much, mister. I want to make this normal. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll do that. We'll try this one. Thank you, FAP. And Dorothy throwing down a $1 super love. It's super love. Super donos. Thank you, Dorothy. Appreciate it. Mucho gusto, generoso. I see a bunch of you guys showing up. John, Wicked, Luna Sparkles 1, David Pearson. Jackie, still here. Yeah, Luna Sparkles 1. How you doing? Kevin, Helen, everybody. Shadi Panorin. That UFO chick's going to put her head down. She's in another country, so it's different time over there. Cyber Bry. How you doing? Monkey Man. It is a false flag operation. It's not. It isn't. This is not what we hoped it was. I'm just telling everybody now, I don't think this is anything nefarious. I don't think this is going to make ufology worse. I don't know how it's going to make it better other than the conversation about what do we do with objects that come over our into our sovereign nation, as they're trying to say. Did anybody see the UFO Jesus video? Oh my God. I never heard anybody steal so many words and phrases from other people. Now he's using the word impunity like Corbell and other words from Lou Elizondo. We'll play it in a little bit. But Nick Pope got in on this, of course. Nick Pope has to stay relevant because what has he done for ufology in the last 30 years? But he did voice his opinion at least. So let's give him a little look-see and see what he's talking about here. Nick Pope, what are you talking about? I don't know nothing about anything that's happened over anywhere. He says, thoughts. What's going on right now is espionage. Not aliens. Espionage. Really? Really? That's not what it seems like. Wait until you see what the other objects were about. It's a big deal, he says, in view of what SIGINT arrays can do. Number 3, the U.S. government knows more than it's saying. 4, the U.S. government doesn't yet know everything. 5, some, but not all, UAP are balloons and drones. So Nick Pope basically said nothing. Nothing. Hey, it could be UFOs. Maybe it's not. It's espionage. He says for sure it's espionage. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I mean, the first one, yeah, maybe it was. Maybe. But we're going by what our government is saying about our enemy. So doesn't it make sense that they would say that? I want to go back to what the most, that first 2 days when it was flying over the United States and we didn't do anything about it until somebody in Minnesota saw the thing. And then they reacted days later. But I don't know if that's a China balloon. We're only going by what they said. Yes, Beijing commented on it. They gave, they gave us details about what that balloon was and said it was just a weather-related balloon, had nothing to do with spying on you guys or anything. And maybe that's why they really didn't shoot it down. Wouldn't Occam's razor just be the most obvious answer to this, right? The simplest answer is really the most logical one, is that we didn't care about this balloon because it didn't have any capabilities to get any sensitive information. So they let it float. And then people reacted. Citizens were pissed. Minnesotians were yelling, we're going to shoot it down. And then a few days later, Biden shoots it down. And then NORAD adjusts their filtering process to see smaller objects. And next thing you know, there's 4 more objects that are seen within a couple of days. And the media took it and ran with it. And usually when that happens, it means something else is going on. But in this case, I really don't know. I don't feel like this is a UFO thing at all. I feel like this is just China testing the United States failing. Maybe not. Maybe it's that simple. Maybe it is this simple. But is it ever that simple? I don't know. Nobody knows. That's the whole thing. I want to know what the cylindrical object was. Intergalactic overhaul, $2. Goofonian nomenclature. It is science. Oh, it's a science. Yeah. Very true, intergalactic overhaul. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Mucho gusto, generoso. I am looking in the chat room to see what you guys are saying. Yeah, Stu Gerson floated it in on the world's largest balloons. Well, Stu Gerson built our solar system. So if you want me to go that far, I can tell you more about him. I can tell you a lot more about Stu Gerson. Not God, but godlike. Babs, thank you very much. Good picture. $5. Blowing a kiss. Is that a wave? And a wave? And a clap? I can't tell my eyes. Well, no, wait. Oh. It's small. Oh, that didn't work at all. I guess I see fine. That's bizarre. All right. Babs, thank you. I appreciate that. That was very nice of you to do. You didn't have to do that. Thanks. Appreciate it. But everybody else should. Everybody else should do this. Yeah. Everybody. Thank you very much. Tickets for tonight's show are $5.50 for seniors and $35 for adults that are not 55 yet. I can't believe I'm going to be 55 in March. I'm a freaking senior. It's almost over for me, right? I may have, 10 good years left? Ah, brother. It's almost over, guys. It's almost over. Pressure mounts for U.S. president to break silence on multiple objects shot down from the sky. No doubt. Could aliens be the source of mysterious objects? The U.S. hasn't ruled that out yet. See, this is where everything gets muddied now. When people say stuff like this. And then it makes me think what I just said, that this isn't about anything other than just the obvious, that, we're just seeing objects now. It's something new and we're just making people happy and, by shooting these things down, and it's just political and all that. And it is. It's more political than I think now that I think about it, because comments like this, could aliens be source of mysterious objects? It's very frustrating to do some good research when you have people just throwing this idea out there without any evidence of it at all. If there was, if one of these objects maybe disappeared or cloaked itself or took off, then I might say something like this, but it didn't happen that way. Check this out. Here's a video of it. This is fun. This is unbelievable. After tonight, it's over. Oh my God. Jesus, I don't know what's going on.
Hello, Savannah.
Hey, so we're getting some new information on the role that Chinese spycraft shot down last week has played in helping the U.S. spot the other airborne objects taken down over this weekend. Brian Yennis, live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with more on that. Brian.
John, good evening. A senior U.S. official tells our Jennifer Griffin that forensics gathered on that 200-foot tall China spy airship that traversed the U.S. for over a week allowed U.S. officials to adjust radar parameters to look for flying objects at higher altitudes. NORAD essentially, quote, turned up the frequency and as a result has started seeing and investigating more blips on the radar over North America. The example given is equivalent to the movie The Hunt for Red October. Once the U.S. knew the frequency to look for, they could hear the Russian subs. Well, in this case, identifying the frequency of this China spy airship allowed the U.S. to adjust its radars to find more objects. The China spy airship was different than at least the two new objects over Alaska and Canada in that, according to the U.S. official, the spycraft had steering and maneuvering capabilities. Those two unmanned objects did not. Still, Montana's Democratic Senator John Tester is questioning why this China airship was allowed to travel over the U.S. for over a week before being shot down, while these newer unidentified objects were shot down virtually right away.
I would have probably done it different, but that's not saying that I'm right or I'm wrong or they're right or they're wrong. Right. In the end, we ended up with a balloon that they've recovered and they're going to take and put it back together and reverse engineer it.
Today, Navy personnel were seen taking a boat out of the water, but in terms of salvage operations in South Carolina, we're told those have been suspended temporarily at least until tomorrow. There were hazardous water conditions, seas reaching about 5 to 8 feet today.
They adjusted the radar parameters. Thanks, NORAD. That's cute, isn't it? It's adorable. Hellfire Studios throwing down $5 super dono. A continuing supporter of GoofOn, great friend of the show, and responsible for several things, including... Thank you, Hellfire Studios, for the $5 super dono. That's a big good. All over the balloons. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that, Hellfire Studios. And Davey Chains, who was on last night as well, right? Wasn't he on last night? Didn't he join us on the show? All this balloon UFO talk just adds another season. Ha ha ha. Bingo, bango, bongo. You got that right, man. Cha-ching. Ancient Aliens. Yeah, and all the other shows that are going to... As a matter of fact, maybe I'll make a short movie about the balloons. Yeah, maybe I'll get in on it. Probably not. Thank you, Davey Chains, for the $5. That's your first one to goof on, too. Yep, you actually get something special for that, but where is it? Same thing? Same thing. Well, thank you, Davey Chains, for the $5 super chat. Balloons, UFOs, ancient aliens, that good. All over TV contracts and Travis Taylor. That was a weird one, huh? Thanks, Davey Chains. Mucho gusto, generoso, everybody. Appreciate that support. And Spooky Cool Podcast, a $10 super chat. Great stuff, Rich A. History is being made for sure. It is. I've posted a few videos from my backyard, Anomalous Lights. And I am assuming that's on Spooky Cool Podcast. Maybe we'll go check that out. Let me write that down. Spooky Cool Podcast. Nice to meet you. And thanks for the first time super chat. You are now a part of the family, so don't think about leaving. If you noticed, everybody you see here today can't leave. Right? Ma, meatballs! Spooky Cool Podcast! I need a dozen! We'll take care of you, man. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, that's right. First one. It's the wrong one. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you, Spooky. Wait, what? Huh? Where is he? Oh, there he is. God, just kidding. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. All right. Moving along. Thank you, Spooky Cool Podcast. We'll take a look. Maybe a little later. If you give me permission, I will come back to you later if you're still here. Probably within 30 minutes or so. Well, if we have time, I'll go see what you got. Thank you very much, everybody. So, so are they the source of the mysterious objects? Aliens? No. Well, you know, and then I think, well, how do I know? How do you know? How do we know? We don't know. We only know what they're telling us. And they're showing us video of stuff, you know, shooting balloons and objects down. I have no idea when those were recorded. That could have been done a long time ago. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. You know. Oh, check this out. Oh, wow, look at this. All right, so this just happened, I think, 37 minutes ago. There's an update here. I just want to go and get this over with tonight. I never want to talk about these stupid... we're going to talk about this for another month.
Good evening, and thank you very much for joining us tonight, particularly so short notice and on Super Bowl Sunday here in the U.S.
Oh, this isn't 37 minutes ago. What am I saying?
Takedown of an airborne object over Lake Huron, Michigan. We wanted to ensure you had the latest information and also answer any questions you have in order to provide any additional context on NORAD's efforts to monitor, track, and appropriately address these kinds of objects. Joining us tonight is Assistant Secretary of Defense for Homeland Defense and Hemispheric Affairs, Melissa Dalton, and General Glenn Van Hert, Commander of North American Aerospace Defense Command and U.S. Northern Command.
Organizations operate objects at these altitudes for purposes that are not nefarious, including legitimate research. That said, because we have not yet been able to definitively assess what these recent objects are, we have acted out of an abundance of caution to protect our security and interests.
Right. A lot of they said the main reason why they shot down these other ones because they were at 40,000 feet. They weren't at 60 or 80,000 like the first one, where it didn't interfere with any flights that were out there. You know, things around 40,000 feet or so. So that's their reasoning. I didn't watch this. I thought this was going to give us a 2-minute video. There's another one I have, so that's too long of a video to play through, and I'm not doing that tonight. Let's see, maybe this is it. I know I have one here. No. Well, this is UFO Jesus. Let's just take a little listen, just for a minute. 7 hours ago he put this up. We'll do a fair use on it. Make sure we don't violate. He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. He's a good guy. He's just doing some work. I wish he would clean that microphone, though. Just take a gander at the cricket legs, cockroach antennas, and teeth. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It is gross.
Balloon on February 4th, which floated over the continental United States for a week before it was taken out over Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The reason for the delay in taking out the spy balloon over sovereign territory is because it was traveling at an altitude of 60,000 feet above air traffic. And so theoretically, there was no risk for aircraft crashing into it. Nevertheless, some of the payload could have fallen out unintentionally, hitting someone in the head tragically. All the more reason, I guess, to wait until it was over the ocean to destroy it. The other flying objects that were shot down over Alaska, Canada, and Michigan were flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet, presenting a hazard to air traffic. Their purpose was, nor what their intent was.
Is he getting worse? He's getting worse, isn't he? You want to know why? He's trying too hard to be a personality instead of just being himself. He has changed. I mean, look at him. Look what happened. He looks like he's stoned right there. You know, I could pause it anywhere to look like that. Poor guy. See?
All we know at this point is that the object that was taken out on February 4th over Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, was a PRC reconnaissance balloon. So on February 12th, there was a live Pentagon briefing after.
So we've got a nice vacuum cleaner laying on the ground over here. We've got a cell phone, some sort of bag. We've got more bags over here. We've got, 30,000 subscribers, and this is it. This is what you get.
To the
you get an echo chamber with the guy who has no opinion and can barely get the words out. Great.
Object was shot down.
All you got to do is be a nice person in this world. Fake it. Fake it to be popular. I can't fake who I am to be that guy, and that's why I won't do it. Could have played the game the right way, but I don't like taking the easy road because you don't learn anything. Nobody's going to listen, and you're looked at as weak, wimpy, and non-confrontational. And look, if it wasn't for me, a lot of things wouldn't even be talked about. In a certain way. I'm telling you, nobody's talking about things. Yes, everybody's going to talk about stuff like this the same way. I'm talking about general shit in ufology, evidence, people. UFO Jesus It's an aberration. Right?
Object that was shot down was ascertained to be a
There's something over here
PRC
he says
reconnaissance
that's interesting. One
balloon,
thing,
the UAP in the 1990s and before.
Hold on.
If you've studied,
here we go,
that it's more likely that UAP merely represent misidentifications in conventional technology versus otherworldly technology. Fine, you can do that rationally, even if I don't agree necessarily. But what you cannot do rationally, if you've studied UFO history sufficiently, is say that there hasn't been a huge amount of military personnel, whether direct witnesses or people pursuing answers to the question of whether or not UAP have been surveilling ICBM installations, as well as sometimes reportedly tampering with the technology, that these folk have been harassed by government personnel. And quite often, I think, people that are associated with the Air Force. It's just, there's just too many people who have come forward to say this. So to me, that is a fact.
Did you just hear it? Did you just hear it? The biggest problem in ufology, you just heard it. You just heard the biggest issue in ufology today is with comments and people that believe in what he just said. Listen.
It's just, there's just too many people who have come forward to say this. So to me, that is a fact.
Too many people have come forward to say the same thing, so that makes it a fact. No evidence. Just, a bunch of people saying the same thing makes it a fact. That's the problem I have with the new ufology. I used to say on the other side, and I probably still will, but I'm calling it the new ufology now for 2023. That's the new ufology. Just saying it makes it a fact. You don't need evidence. We've seen this a lot with Jeremy Corbell. He does that all the time. And nobody, there's a lot of people who don't like Jeremy Corbell. And I think there's more people that don't like him than like him. And the only reason we tolerated, I don't, but the only reason people tolerate Corbell is because of Knapp. That's a freaking fact. Because with Knapp, we used to believe that you're going to get great information. And now he's just sold out. So, yeah, he's sold out. He's done. So here's the timeline of things that's going on. I have the timeline, and then we're going to end this segment because there's other things. We have sightings to go over, a lot of stuff. And that's right. I did not renew my New York Times, so I don't have that timeline right there, but I do have another one over here. What? A piece of the sun broke off. I'll play that video in a minute. I'm looking for my other... In 1987, a 12-year-old boy went into a 5-year coma. What he said when he woke up shocked the world. I know I have it here somewhere. I guess that was the only one I had. Timeline. Yeah, we did a timeline last night. You guys know what the timeline is. It doesn't matter. It's over. Yeah, it's over. That's it. Nothing new. Here we go. The latest significant part of Chinese spool wreckage has been found. I know. Lawmakers know. Nope, that's not it. Whoops. I think it's here. Here, hold on. Somebody. Nope, that's not it either. Huh. check this out. Well, we're gonna deviate for a minute while I look for something. This is a video. A piece of the sun broke off. I'm waiting for it to load up, and it's not loading now. Oh, Richie. Here we go. No, that's not it. Listen to this for a little bit. Let's go back. Is this Glenn Dennis? I think this is Glenn Dennis. Who is this? Oh, no, it's not. This is a famous interview here. Everybody knows this, right? No? What is this one? Hold on. Okay. Wow, that was weird, huh? Personally, I don't think UAP that we are shooting down are non-human in origin. Unless it's purposeful, lower grade tech by them, we already know what true ET and UAP could potentially do to our weapons systems. Case in point, Robert Jacobs, see clip below. Oh yeah, this is the guy. Oh, Robert Jacobs. Yeah, this is from the Men in Black. It appears that UFOs function via consciousness. There's no proof of this, by the way. You understand, right, everybody? There's no proof that any of this that I'm telling you is proven. There's no proof of that. Number two, UFOs have immobilized our weapons in multiple occurrences. Robert Jacobs, there's no proof of that, just his story. Assumption, an advanced race of NHI would probably be benevolent. Given this, why would a UFO carry such a weapon in an arsenal? And 3, 2, you.
And Major Advancement said, watch this, and turned on the film projector. And I watched the screen, and there was the launch from the day or two before it at Big Sur. It was quite exciting because of the length of the telescope. As the Atlas missile entered the frame, we could see the whole third stage, which has two rocket nozzles like this and one in the center, a gimbaled one in the center, filling our frame from about 160 miles. That was pretty exciting optics. We watched that stage burn out. We watched the second stage burn out. We watched the third stage burn out. And into the frame came something else. It flew into the frame like this, and it shot a beam of light at the warhead, which is represented by my thumb here. Now, remember, all this stuff is flying at several thousand miles an hour. So this thing fires a beam of light at the warhead, hits it, and then this thing flies up like this. Meanwhile, we're all going like this, fires another beam of light, goes around like this, we're going like this, fires another beam of light, goes down like this, fires another beam of light, and then flies out the way it came in. And the warhead tumbles out of space.
Yeah, that's famous.
Now, I saw that. I don't give a goddamn what anybody else says about it. I saw that on film. Phil Klass can kiss my ass. He wasn't there. I was. Now, when the lights came on, Major Mansman turned around and looked at me and said, "Were you guys screwing around up there?" And I said, "No, sir." And he said, "What was that?"
It was a UFO.
And I said, "It looks to me like we got a UFO."
True story.
Now, the thing that we saw, this object that flew in, was circular, was shaped like a
disc.
Two saucers cupped like this with a ping pong ball on top.
And a beam of light came out of the ping pong ball and shot at the missile. Wow, that's crazy. Good stuff. All right, here is a video I wanted to play. One last crack at what's going on in the world. From CBS News this morning, CBS shares their ideology with us. Eventually. Yay.
Good morning and welcome to CBS News Mornings. It's 7 o'clock here in New York City. I'm Chanel Call in for Anne Marie this morning.
Hi, Chanel.
Let's get you started with a look at some of the day's big headlines, starting with this story. The Kansas City Chiefs have been crowned Super Bowl champions. This after beating the Eagles last night.
Died on their plane crash home
last year. We'll have an update on the investigation and tell you.
That marks a total of 4 The U.S. military shot down yet another unidentified flying object Sunday. That marks a total of 4 takedowns, starting with the Chinese spy balloon that was destroyed over a week ago off the coast of South Carolina.
What's gone on the last, 2 weeks or so, 10 days, has been nothing short of craziness.
The latest above the Great Lakes region in Michigan. The Pentagon says it's likely the same object that caused airspace over Montana to be shut down on Saturday. That's also when Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau asked the U.S. to shoot a different unidentified object out of the sky. That one above the Yukon.
It represented a reasonable threat to civilians.
So there's a total of 6 altogether, really.
So I gave the order to take it down.
In Alaska, Friday, the U.S. took down an object that's said to be the size of a small bus.
In the past, the U.S. just hasn't paid much attention to those balloons. But this Chinese balloon was a game changer.
That one suspected of spying over nuclear sites, taken down last weekend. But officials aren't sure, or aren't saying, where the others came from or what they were doing. A Department of Defense official says they've been more closely scrutinizing U.S. airspace in recent weeks, which might explain the increase in activity. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are considering tougher regulations to stop U.S. technology from getting in the hands of the Chinese military. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Michigan Congresswoman Debbie Dingell called for bipartisan action in response to the recently spotted objects, tweeting the increasing incidence of unidentified
Debbie
objects,
Dingleberry.
the latest over Lake Huron in Michigan.
Nice
airspace,
mask she has
are
on.
Disturbing. We need
She
the
has a
facts
mask
about
on
where
in her
they're originating
picture.
from, what their purpose is, and why their frequency is increasing.
She has a mask on in her freaking picture, guys. Oh my God. Yes, I almost choked to death on my own saliva. All right, are we done now? There's nothing else we can say or do, right? All right. We're done. Yeah. No more talk about this. The United States admitted they've created something so advanced it will destroy everything. It's a new laser weapon that they have. Yeah, I'm not going to play the video. I thought about it, but I'm not in the mood. 12-year-old boy went into a 5-year coma. What he said after waking up shocked the world. You want to know what he said? When's Scooby-Doo on? That's what he said. U.S. military... Oh, this is what I wanted. One last thing about what's going on. So when they shot down the octagonal object, it had strings hanging off of it. Have you heard of this? Yeah. The latest object to be shot down, that was the one over Lake Huron. The object had been flying at 20,000 feet when it was taken down. It was described as having an octagonal shape with strings hanging off of it. Yeah, it's weird. Representatives Elissa Slotkin, Jack Bergman both commented on the incident. They tweeted the object was brought down by Air Force National Guard pilots. And if you want to learn more about the incident, the object been down by pilots from the U.S. Air Force National Guard. The American people deserve more answers than this. China said that their balloon was a civilian meteorological research airship that had been blown off course. And I mean, there's nothing more that I could say that hasn't been said by either you, me, or somebody else on this matter. I'm telling you right now, this is boring. This is getting boring. But people like it. I don't know why. I don't know. What's this? Did you guys hear if they brought it down 75? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But all right, I have some videos I want to show you. Here's some UFO videos. I didn't get to them last night, but they were sent to me, so I'm going to show them. These are from other countries. This first one here, they're all interesting. You're going to like this. I'm excited for you. Here's some real UFOs. Ready? This one's over Italy. Ma! Hurry up with those meatballs for spooking! So that was the first one. I don't know what it was. Here's the second one. Watch closely. Something's gonna come up under something. Something's gonna come up here, and then this is going to go.
Look.
Watch. There it is. In the butt, and then it's gonna take off. Boom. I don't know what I'm looking at. This looks like the sun and the clouds, but as it goes up, it's weird. I don't know. If this, to me, doesn't seem real. But one more time.
Look at this.
Congratulations, Greg. GOB with a KID. Good for you, buddy. How'd you get that? How'd you get pregnant? Oh, right, because you were transitioning. Good for you, man. Proud of you. Sometimes, you know, a new vag just won't work the same. Yeah. Where'd you buy yours at? Twitter. I got mine off Twitter, too. UFOs. This is a good one. One more time. This looks legit. I don't know, it looks real to me. It looks good, man. I don't know, that looks legit. I know you know, here's the funny thing. Sapphire Elf automatically goes to bug, right? You know, in my older days when I was still new at this, I would have done the same thing. But you can't just say bug without proving it. That's why I don't say it. I can't prove it either. Nobody can. Most likely it's a bug. But the way this one was going through the screen looked a little bit better than the bugs that I've seen go through the screens. This one looks a little better. But and here's the deal. If it's too good to be true, it isn't. Because it's not true. And that's a shitty way to live this UFO world. You can't live like that. I go into every video believing I'm going to see the best UFO I've ever seen, knowing deep down inside it's not going to be the best. But I always have hope. It just takes one. It just takes one. And that's why I'm not giving up after 19 years.
Bueno, aquí
a lifetime, but
podemos observar en el cielo de Medellín.
Sí.
Hoy lunes. 27 de junio. Un objeto estático tiene...
Let me tell you, this, you see this here, the white part of the cloud? See, this object is staying in the same position. It looks like it's moving just ever so slowly, a little bit down, maybe a little bit to the right, but it is very stable for a balloon. Yeah, balloons can be stable, but let's take the other 20 seconds here and see what happens.
Más de media hora allí, sin moverse. No sé qué es.
That's pretty impressive. I like it. I like it. I think it's a good video. You know, it's where's that from? Mexico, I think, or where was it? Let me see. That one was over Colombia. Colombians are known for these type of UFOs. Have you noticed that? Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, they're all like this. All. They all have the diamond shape, right? They look bigger and better than what we have here in the US. Say, that's what they have out there.
27 de junio.
I'm going to go to the Yucatan Peninsula. Is that what it's called? I'm going to go down to the peninsula in June. Yep. I'm going to that part right at the opposite end of the Gulf. If you were going south, the little shoehorn comes up and there's it's the Yukon. Is it Yukon? Anyway, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, everybody. I, for one, am looking for a Valentine to spend the evening with, and for a low price of 90 cents, you too can have a lot of fun. I don't know what I was going to say. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But it is Valentine's Day tomorrow, and I'll be doing a show, but it is not going to be what you think. I am going to tomorrow, I'm doing something for Valentine's Day. UFOs of love and the relationships with them. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm going to come up with something special tomorrow. But if anybody lives in the area and wants to hang out tomorrow, you know, maybe you can join me on the show. I'll come get you. Anybody live close by? Anybody live near Spring Hill, Florida? Tampa area? Want to hang out tomorrow? Want to go see a movie? Want to have Valentine's Day with Goof on? Never going to happen. Never going to happen. So that UFO chick says she never gets bored of Lou Elizondo. I don't either. Never get bored of Lou. And this might be one of the best, most embarrassing things on the planet. The day he was brought up on stage and introduced, and nobody's there. It's an empty stadium. Empty, empty, empty. You can hear people, you can hear their shoes echoing when they walk. There's nobody there. That's what's so funny about this. It's so fake. And they're acting like there's a stadium or a room full of people and press. You don't hear cameras. You don't hear whispers. Nobody's clearing their throat, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever. None of that so they can rest.
And thanks for joining us live today.
Well, thanks, Tom, for that very special introduction. And I'm excited.
He did not like that introduction at all because he hates Tom DeLonge. Listen to the introduction. He's one of the best men in the world. I don't know who he is, but his name is Eleganzo.
Hello, I'm Tom DeLonge, and thanks for joining us live today.
Oh, I see what they're doing. This is funny.
Well, thanks, Tom, for that very special introduction. And I'm excited, frankly, like hell, to be part of this effort with you. Thank you sincerely for your time. Tom, over to you. The phenomenon is indeed real.
He's a little munchkin. Did he just fart?
Chris?
He just farted. Did you hear it?
The phenomenon is indeed real. Chris?
This is great.
Thank you.
For those of
This
you
is
who are
unbelievable.
just joining us from around the world, I want to welcome you. Today we're announcing To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science, a company dedicated to pushing the outer edges of science and understanding and the understanding of aerial
One person
phenomena.
clapped.
We have a plan to bring the unimaginable, the stuff of dreams, to the world.
That was unbelievable. That was so freaking fun. I gotta watch that again. That was classic. They're making fun of how empty it is in there and how stupid it was. This is brilliant. Oh, I love this. This is great. How did I not know about this? Ew, God, he's scared.
Hello, I'm Tom DeLong, and thanks for joining us live today.
Well, thanks, Tom, for that very special introduction. And I'm excited, frankly, like hell, to be part of this effort with you. Thank you sincerely for your time. Tom, over to you. The phenomenon.
I love that
indeed real.
phenomenon.
Chris?
Thank you.
That's so
For
fucking
those of you
good.
who are just joining us from around the world, I want to welcome you. Today we're announcing To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science, a company dedicated to pushing the outer edges of science and understanding the understanding of aerial phenomena. We have a plan to bring the unimaginable, the stuff of dreams, to the world.
Brilliant. I have a video that I'm going to make, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. It's very funny. I just thought of it last night, and it's going to be really good. Yeah, and it has to do with everybody in this field. You'll see. It's not mean, it's funny. All right. Somebody just sent this to me. Alien Outlaw. And they're from Twitter. They go by electromagnetic frequency. Sent me a video here. It says, clearest UFO sightings of 2023 by Art Morbid? Artie Morbid. Now, I haven't even started it yet, and I'm already mad. There we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's real. Where's Billy Meyer? Is he waving? What is that, the top of... Oh, my God, that is legit as hell. Wow, that is so real fake. That's the greatest fade out I've ever seen. Good job. That was awful. This is awful. This is the worst. Why would they send that to me? I'll never again accept anything from that person. Oh my God.
Are you talking about? I've been in contact with the Department of Defense regarding operations across the Great Lakes. U.S. military has decommissioned another object over Lake Huron. Decommissioned? What do you mean decommissioned? Did we go up and get it? Did we snatch it out of the sky? I appreciate the decisive action by our fighter pilots. American people deserve answers. More answers than we had. Yeah, you're damn right we do. I'm in constant communication with NORCOM. They've advised that they have confidence that there is an object and it was not an anomaly. So they're decommissioning objects in the sky. Apparently, it was a Sidewinder missile that was being shot at these objects. the breaking reporting here from what we know from NBC News.
Questions about this object. This is just really developing in the last couple of minutes or so. And it comes, remember, as they were exploring potentially another object that radars got a hit on over Montana overnight, one that Senator John Tester, the Democrat from Montana, just today said they were still investigating. It's not clear whether this is the same object that perhaps moved across to the Michigan lakes or if this is another object. This would mean it's the fourth one that the U.S. has shot down.
Okay. Look at this girl. Who gave her dad's Ray-Ban glasses? Here, put these on. These will make you look like Christina Gomez, but dumber, if that's possible. Why is she wearing those awful, awful man glasses? Because her eyes because her eyes identify as man eyes. She's from Man Eyes, California. You know she is. She's from Man Eyes. I just got a message from the Cash App, because we get people sending donations through the Cash App or PayPal, Super Chat, Super Sticker. All the links are in the show description. And it says you just received a large sum of money. And I thought it was like a notification, and I go and it says you just received $7,000 in your Cash App. And I almost swallowed my cigar. That sounds stupid. But it was an ad. It was just a fake ad. Can you imagine somebody sending $7,000? That would be weird. That would be like, what am I supposed to do for that? For those of you who are celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow, I would recommend watching WandaVision on Disney, or Lady and the Tramp, or Beauty and the Beast. Aladdin's good. Cinderella or Wall-E is pretty good. But, for Valentine's Day. And I do recommend from 20th Century Fox, Rosalind, the greatest love story never told. It's Rosalind, actually. It's Romeo's recent ex schemes to foil the famous romance in this clever and comedic twist on Shakespeare's classic love story, streaming now for a limited time only. And lastly, Cars from Dixie. Holy shit, that's funny. I was combining Disney and Pixar. And I said Dixie? What did I say, Dixie? What a dummy. Anyway, Valentine's Day tomorrow. How much do you want to bet there will be let's ask the 8-Ball. There'll be a UFO sighting tomorrow. Magic 8-Ball, it's me, Rich. And, we've done a lot together. By the way, last night I did another EVP session. And I haven't listened to it yet. And I forgot. Because I left my headphones out in the car and it was 40 degrees and I didn't feel like going outside when I was already cold at 2 a.m. But I did another one. And I swear to you, I heard with my own ears a voice, and I don't know what it said. But then what I realized was I've seen things from a certain place in the kitchen. So I went to that same spot where I caught the EVP of that, I asked, is this Coral Ann? And it goes, no. Or did you grab my water bottle thing? I said, and then it goes, no. So I went to that spot. And I stood there for about 30 seconds or so, and I'm talking and trying to make myself come up with, like, who are you? Why are you here? Are you dead, or can you see me from another dimension? Questions like that. I was asking good stuff that nobody really asks. And I'm telling you, I heard a voice, and there was a light that was in my bedroom that was bright green. And I know I saw it. I couldn't see the source, but it got bright on the left side of my room by my bed. So I went down there real quick. There was nothing there. Nothing. So I'm going to ask the 8-Ball, will there be a UFO sighting tomorrow on Valentine's Day somewhere in the world? Will there be a news breaking UFO sighting tomorrow? Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2023. Magic 8-Ball. Magic 8-Ball. Will there be a UFO sighting tomorrow? Giddy up. It says, don't count on it. Okay. Good to know. 8-Ball's never wrong. You know what movie looks really good, speaking of 8-Ball? Cocaine Bear. Do you know that's based off true events? I have got to go see Cocaine Bear, but I'm not going to go to the theater and watch it. Yeah, I'm not going to go see that. Pay for it. So I want to, real quick, before we get out of here, a 12-year-old boy went into a coma. And when he woke up, he was 17, and it was 1994. The story of Martin is a tale of resilience, determination, and the power of the human spirit. He fell ill with the sore throat, which quickly escalated into a series of life-threatening events. Despite the odds against him, he never gave up hope. As Martin's condition worsened, he lost consciousness and entered a coma, leaving his parents with little hope for his recovery. The medical community declared that there was nothing more they could do, and Martin was sent home to be cared for by his loving family. Yet, against all odds, he regained consciousness at the age of 17, though he was still unable to speak or communicate. Despite the numerous obstacles that Martin faced, he never lost his unwavering spirit. He was eventually discovered by a paramedic who noticed his attempts to communicate and was transferred to a Center for Alternative Communication. There, he underwent extensive testing and was finally able to demonstrate that he was conscious, alert, and aware. Martin's mother, who had always been his greatest advocate, quit her job and devoted herself to finding a way for her son to communicate. She created a computer software that allowed Martin to express himself and share his story with the world. In 2011, Martin published a book called Ghost Boy, in which he detailed his incredible journey and the lessons he learned along the way. When he woke up, he said, "I was aware of everything," he said. "Just like any normal person, everyone was so used to me not being there that they didn't notice when I began to be present again. The stark reality hit me that I was going to spend the rest of my life like that, totally alone." Martin's story is a testament to the human spirit and the love and support of those who never gave up on him. Despite facing seemingly insurmountable obstacles, Martin was able to overcome his limitations and touch the lives of countless others with his inspiring tale of hope and perseverance. What do you think? I think that story bites. I thought, well, I want to hear about this, the ghost shit. He was completely paralyzed with the exception of his eyes. He was unable to communicate with other people until his caregiver, Verna de Van Walt, noticed that he could use his eyes to respond to her. Still need a computer to papadoop. Doctors weren't able to diagnose the exact ailment and believed it was cryptococcal meningitis and tuberculosis of the brain. Beepity boppity boop. He woke up. I want to know what he saw. It doesn't. This is stupid. Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Kids, right? Not my problem. Kid wants to be an asshole like that. Unbelievable. All right, let's go over to third phase of moon. Shall we? This is brand new. I have no idea what's going on. But today it says government shoots down multiple UFOs. China on UFO alert. There's probably a few sightings in here, so let's take a listen, a look, and a gander. And go. Welcome back, everybody. Lake Giordano here with my brother Brent Giordano. That sounds weird.
There are reports that this afternoon the U.S. military shot down another unidentified object, this time over Lake Huron. It's the fourth one to have been downed after entering North American airspace in just the past 2 weeks.
Here we go again. The fourth UFO shot down within the past week, and now the Pentagon says the object that was shot down today over Lake Huron, due to its potential surveillance capabilities. What the heck is going on right now? We're covering it on Third Phase of Moon.
Some pilots saying that the object interfered with the plane's sensors, other pilots saying that they didn't really experience that, other pilots saying that when they looked at the object they could identify no identifiable propulsion system, and they did not know how it was actually staying in the air, cruising at that altitude of about 40,000 feet.
Now, just in, the Pentagon doesn't know what keeps these objects aloft. Unknown propulsion systems? This is incredible breaking news coming in right now, Third Phase Moon, as we reported yesterday. Still no explanation of the propulsion behind these objects. Unknown. Just call them a UFO, in my opinion.
Jim, the speed of those airplanes, F-35s, it's no wonder they all saw different things. And as far as intercepting communications to that vehicle, it's very difficult. I don't want to get too technical, but it could be, frequency hopping, the propulsion. There's so many questions out there that you're absolutely right not until they actually go through the debris and see what it's made of and what it looks like in the communications. Obviously, there was some sort of propulsion system that was driving that.
Hold on. Rich, those tight shirts are making the females around me releasing pheromones. Button them up. This is a tight shirt? This tight shirt? And there's no button, bro. This? What are you talking about? This tight shirt? You mean this? Yeah, no tight shirts here. No. I don't flex. No, I don't want to pull a muscle. Jan just threw down 2.34, $12.34 on PayPal. Thank you, Jan, for your continuing support. Good friend of the show on PayPal. Thank you very much for that. What are you guys talking about? Why is this happening? Why are we talking about this? Who skipped their teen? See, this is what's hard. Oh, because I brought up Valentine's Day. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Jeanette. See, why is she? She's married. All the good ones are taken. Greg O'Brien, they are glorified blimps. What, my pecs? Are you talking about my... What happened to Lunar Sparkles? Why congratulations, Lunar? February 19th, it's your birthday? I had meningitis. Yeah. I don't remember if it was viral meningitis, but if I waited any longer, I was going to be in a problem. Jordan, how you doing? Jordan Bonnie. Good to see you. What color's your hair now? Is it still that color? Maroony? I bet you it's not. I bet you your hair is purple or dark blue. How about that? That's my psychic abilities. Intergalactic guests just showed up. I don't see what you guys were talking about. Lunar Sparkles. I don't see what you guys are talking about. Lunar Sparkles. Somebody congratulated. Oh, wait. The best way to get laid on Valentine's Day, Neil Young. Dude, but... Okay, let me explain. I'm old. I'm a senior. Although I know physically, I still look 30. I know that. It's a fact. But, you know, there's only so much you could do to convince a younger girl. Look, even a 40-year-old girl might think I'm too old. I don't know. I'm not sure. But 30-year-old, I mean, I don't want to go any lower than 30-year-old or older. See, and then a lot of people are like, you know, I have a friend, or I know somebody who lives in Florida, and the first thing I have to ask is, do they work out? Have they ever worked out? Do they look like they're 70? You know what I mean? I'm going to put in the effort. I want to be rewarded. And you know, at 55, when I was 40, well, I have to say, in 2010, when my wife and I divorced and it went through, I said I'll never, ever, 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 ever be in a relationship again. But, you know, I've changed my mind a little bit on that. I'm open to it now at this point again. But a lot of time has passed. And someday I'll show you guys the picture. I may do it for the members only. Show you what I looked like a year ago compared to what I look like now. And if I was to meet somebody and they didn't work out or never did, I know what's going to happen down the road. It's going to go like this, because I've been down this road, because I've worked out my entire life except for the last decade I took off, right? So it's going to go like this. Where are you going? Going to work out. Didn't you already work out this morning? Yeah. You going to work out again? Yeah, I work out twice a day. Oh, okay. How long are you going to be gone? Hour and a half. Okay. All right. Well, give me a call when you're done. All right. I'll call you when I'm done. 2 hours goes by. I don't call because I'm still working out. Maybe I'm getting something to eat. Maybe I'm relaxing. Hey, what's going on? I'm just chilling out. Oh, okay. I didn't see you at the gym. I drove by the gym. No, I'm just kidding. But wait. Then the next day, where are you going? Going to work out again? Every day. You work out every day? Every day. All right. What time do you work out so I know when? Well, it varies. It depends on how I feel. I may take the day off. I may go in. I don't know. Okay. All right. Yeah, it looks like you're getting tan. Yeah. The tan makes you look better. So I bet there's a lot of hot girls at that gym. Oh, yeah. They're everywhere, but, you know, I don't talk to anybody. I saw you staring at that one girl one day. I stare at everybody. Actually, I don't look at anybody when I'm at the gym. Unless they walk right by me. But when you work out and it's a life, it's the way of life, and that's what you're doing now, and somebody has to understand that if they want to hang out, you know, if they want to have some sort of relationship. It seems to be every time I meet somebody who doesn't work out or doesn't get it, it turns out to be like, Woody, you're just going to the gym to pick up on girls. And I'm like, yeah, I did all this staring at girls all day. I mean, that's like, even when I went to the gym, for competition and shit like that, twice a day, 3 times a day, I never, ever mixed pleasure with my business. It just doesn't happen. Sure, there's attractive women all over the place, but I'm not walking up to anybody and introducing myself and that's just not me. I just can't do it. The gym is just the gym, and I don't want to treat the gym like like it's a bar. Because when Bally's Total Fitness came around, it changed the whole world in the 90s, for 20 years. Everybody went to the gym to pick up on people. And those who didn't work out went to happy hour, or whatever. Yeah, it sucked. But there's a girl at the gym that's really cute, but I won't go up to her and talk to her, even though we've said hellos and stuff like that. No, once you do that and you make a move and you start dating somebody that goes to the same gym, it's always a bad ending. I don't know why. I think I know why. Because there's always somebody better and bigger than you. Bigger, badder, better. You know what I mean? That's why I don't care. That's why I don't want to be with a very young girl. And if somebody's going to be in their 40s or 50s, yeah, that's what's difficult. There's not a lot of it's different. Men and women are just different when it gets to this age. It's just night and day. If I didn't work out, I know what I look like. It'll never happen again. I looked like I was I look like I had AIDS. That's what it looked like. I looked like an AIDS patient. I really want to show I really want to show it, but I can't, and I'm not here. Because it's an amazing transformation in a year. That's all. I'm just proud of it. But anyway, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and we'll be back with the show tomorrow. And I don't know what I'm going to do. But this UFO thing, this whole thing that's going on with all these objects and everything, it is, in my opinion, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. I think this is just the Biden administration making up for not shooting down the first balloon. That's what I really think is going on. I don't think there's anything that has to do with looking this way while this happens. I don't think it has to do with that. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Absolutely, I could be 100% wrong. Because you know why? It doesn't make sense, but it does. It just doesn't make sense why all of a sudden. But then they give us the reason why. So let's not forget. They changed their filters and tracking filters at NORAD. So you mean to tell me now all of a sudden, now we can see all the objects? Are you sure? Because NORAD was set up to look for incoming missiles, stray airplanes, right, without transponders, objects that don't respond, and meteors and asteroids, or asteroids actually, not meteors. Meteors happen when they're in the atmosphere, and a meteorite is what happens after it hits the ground. That's what it's called. So you have asteroid, meteor, meteorite. Right? Meteorite?
That vehicle.
As of right now, we still have not obtained any debris from these craft that are being shot down.
Meanwhile, in the wilds of Yukon, Canadian recovery teams are searching for the wreckage of the unidentified object that was shot down yesterday. And the U.S. military is still combing Alaskan waters for debris from Friday's shoot-down. The White House says the object shot down over Alaska and the Yukon did not resemble the Chinese surveillance balloon that was brought down last weekend.
Via messages. So let me tell you, this is incredible. China is now experiencing their own so-called invasion of the unknown. More reports says the Chinese state media is now also claiming to have spotted a UFO that they're shooting down. More information coming in from China in regards to the anomalies that are happening worldwide. What's going to happen next?
Wait, did you see that?
Shooting down.
Did you see this? Look at this.
More?
Not sure what is going on, but maybe both sides are using the UFO story as a way to shoot down each other's spy aircraft without escalating.
Information coming in from China in regards to the anomalies that are happening worldwide. What's going to happen next? This just happened earlier today as we broke the news just a few moments ago. And this is the data flight patterns of the military jets that were involved in regards to shooting this object down. The object has still not been recovered from the Great Lake there in the Michigan area. This is unprecedented. You could see the flight patterns here. This lasted for hours, circling the object, finally taking it down. But look at this. They were surveying something, and they were thinking about where they're going to shoot it, how they're going to shoot it. This is crazy stuff.
Yeah, look at that, Blake. That's hell of a chase right there. It seems like this thing was just, tracing it, stalking it like nobody's business. The jet was in coordination. And guess what? There was even talk that there was contact made. That is a word out, that there's contact with this jet, military jet, that made contact with whatever this object is, this UFO, whatever's happening in the skies over Michigan, and whatever debris is collected on the ground. We need to know what this is pronto.
It's crazy. Just last week, the Chinese balloon shot down off the coast of South Carolina. They recovered it within, I think, less than 12 hours. They were showing pictures of it to the world in the same day, within 24 hours. Now we have, let's see, this is, I think, going on the 4th UFO shot down. Actually, objects, not the balloon in China that they sent over and shot down in Carolina. These are 4 individual shoot downs besides the balloon, and they have not yet recovered any objects or any debris from their shoot.
All right. Well, we get it. China's now experiencing the same thing. So Spooky Cool Podcasts said that she had a sighting from her backyard. So I found it, and I'm going to show you guys what Spooky Cool Podcast caught, and maybe we could figure it out together or see a real UFO. But here we go. I'm going to show it. Spooky, are you still here? I don't think Spooky's still... Oh, yeah, cool. Spooky, it's okay, right? I got it ready. Are you okay with it? Takes 20 seconds for the delay. Yay! All right, here we go. I'm going to start it about 50 seconds in because it's hard to see. It's in the distance at first, so I'm showing you a few seconds of what it looks like from afar, and then she zooms in, and then we'll talk about it. It's pretty interesting.
Like blue, red, white. It's blinking all the colors, like blue, red, white.
I don't know. That is pretty weird, to be honest with you. It's a little bit out of focus, but it looks like it's not moving, and if it is, I think this might be. Well, I have questions. So let me see if I can get the answers here. Hold on a second. Home backyard footage. What is night sky? Beautiful, humbling. We're not alone. Well, I need to know what time that was taken, because I think I know what it is. What Venus? No, I think it could be, but depends on the time. I have a sneaky suspicion because Sirius gives off that red, white, and blue, and it did look elliptical. I've captured the same thing, but because I had a really good lens, let me show you why I think it is. You'll see. It's pretty interesting what I have here. You guys have seen it before. Let me pull it up. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Get rid of that. Oh, wow. It's already 9. I didn't realize how much time has gone by already. Shoot. Hold on. I'll find it. 2 seconds. So Sirius is an incredible star, and usually it's out there like in the morning hours. But I'm gonna take a look at Spooky's other stuff, and maybe there's something. Well, she said there is, but here, check this out. This is what Sirius looks like. Here we go. Huh. I don't know what's going on. All right, here we go. That's Sirius. See how it looks that way? But I'm zoomed in with like 100 magnification. No, I'm sorry. At the time, it was 80. But you can even see how it looks like. See, I even put colorful light show at the time because I didn't know that was it. And then this is a branch that got in the way. And I thought that this object was coming apart. I didn't realize there was a branch there. But that's what Sirius kind of looks like. Let me show you something else. One more. There's a better video of it. But you can see there's definite coloring going on. Yeah, this is a good example. This is what it looks like when you're zoomed in and pretty clear. There's no sound on this, by the way, because it's the way StreamYard is. But you see how it's almost like if I was further away and had it as a dot, it would look like it's doing the same thing as hers, almost like flashing, right? So that's just an atmospheric anomaly right there. That's exactly what that is, why it looks like that. But that's the star Sirius, 4 a.m. almost. It's pretty cool. I have a ton of videos on many, many constellations that give off strange, anomalous looking type of things that people have called anomalous objects in the sky at night. So we'll go over all that once I find a way to get things rolling on the videos. But that's it for tonight. Thank you very, very much, moderators and super chatters and the newcomers and the veterans. Thank you very much. I appreciate the help, the support, and thank you, Spooky Cool Podcast, for allowing us to take a look at your UFO and anything else. It's pretty cool. Maybe if you want, Spooky, you could email me at goofonradio@gmail.com and maybe just tell me what videos or send me the link and I'll look at them and see what you got. I'm going to look anyway, so it's too late. But that's it for tonight. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Here, send your UFO evidence to goofonradio@gmail.com. No dots. No dots, please. Unless your dot can be zoomed in and blown up like Spooky Cool Podcast did. Those dots are acceptable as long as they look bigger. Thank you very much. All right, thanks everybody. Don't forget, we'll be back every night at 7 p.m. Now, one last thing. Saturday, I'm going back to 5 p.m. Early Saturday from now on. And I don't know about Sundays, but Sunday may be the same thing. So I think Monday through Friday, 7, and Saturday and Sunday, 5. I'm not sure yet. But Saturday is always going to be at 5 because MMA pay-per-views are on Saturdays, and I don't want to miss them. So we're going to make those 5 o'clock on Saturdays. Back to that. All right. This is Goof On, and I want to thank everybody again. We are Truthology 4, ufology. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm Rich Giordano for Goof On. Alien, bless. Good night.
Control life.